It is high.
Voicemails.
It is far.
Voicemails.
It is God.
Talkin' Yanks voicemail show with BBD and Joez.
I love that. That was awesome.
Hello and welcome to the Talkin' Yanks voicemail show.
Oh my God, that was awesome. Who made that?
That'd be one David Lefkin.
Oh my God, David, thank you so much. That's awesome. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Sent to Zach, sent to me, sent to Grap.
Awesome.
And now we're here.
Welcome to the voicemail app. And it's a Wednesday. I'm sure you guys are hearing it on a Wednesday. Yes.
I think hearing it on a Thursday. Talking Yanks.
Oh, okay.
Recap.
All right.
Maybe.
So
I don't know.
You guys are hearing it. We're recording it on a Wednesday, and you guys are hearing it. And guess what? It is the 26th of June, and this month is almost over. Thank God. Yankees have had a bad go at it so far. And we're here for your voicemails. 908-845-5792. We're here for you. BD and I. We got Grap in the Grappler's Corner. And your voicemails in our ears.
First time it's been like a straight up bad week. Like it's been a week of bad play. And
bad week.
And with all of that, Yankees record in June as we record this, 12-10.
12-10.
Yanks are good. Just got some stuff to figure out, and I think we have a lot of calls about some of the problems we're seeing.
Okay, let's go. Let's do it.
Jump right into it.
What's up, boys? Jordan from Boston. Cole got rocked tonight against the Mets. Not what you want to see, but it's Garrett Cole. Worry level is 0.5, right? But how long of a leash does Cole get before you start becoming worried that that injury might be a little bit lingering? Got to think it's at least 4 or 5 starts in a row of struggles before you really consider, making a decision. But I guess what would that decision be? And yeah, how long do you give Cole a leash of bad starts before you get worried? Thanks, boys. Go Yanks.
Well, good question. I do think that he is still in spring training mode, believe it or not. Not him mentally. I just think him physically is probably in like spring training mode where he's still trying to hone it in and then get the whole body going. I think he'll be good to go, rearing to go, and like within 2 starts. Where how many pitches did he throw last night?
Last night, I think he got to his 75-ish number.
Okay.
I'll look to confirm, but that neighborhood 4 innings.
So I think the next one is 100, no?
I would assume 90's about what we can expect him to be capped at. He threw
90?
72 yesterday. So between 85 and 90, I'd assume is the next step.
Okay, so they probably...
Then under 100, and then he's probably as long as he lasts.
I like 3 starts. In 3 starts, he'll probably be the normal Garrett Cole, which is him being 95. Then he hits 100 for the first time, and then once again hits 100 back-to-back. And then he can just be Garrett Cole, right? I don't think there's anything wrong with injury because I trust Garrett Cole. I think he's a nut when it comes to his body. And I don't think that there's any, like on the injury side, I think he's fine. Because if he wasn't recovering well or anything like that, especially given the scare, he would have shut it down himself. We've seen him do it. So we'll be fine. Well, he's just in spring training mode personally, so he'll get out of it.
He's still building up. He's like actively rehabbing, just
Correct.
doing it in big league games because we sort of need him to. Like, yes, there's depth options available, sure, but they're not a better option than getting these 70 pitches from Cole, even if last night he got hit around a little bit. So,
yes,
at least another 2 or 3 starts where if he doesn't at any point in there look or feel right, and then his pitch count is back to like normal and he's just still not looking right.
Mm-hmm. Then
Then sure, worried about him isn't the phrase I'd I would use to describe how he's pitched so far. It just is like frustrating, annoying, because like you just want to watch the good version of Garrett Cole, and we haven't gotten to see that all year or in the 2 starts he's had.
Yeah. So
hopefully we'll see him next Sunday at Toronto. He's enjoyed pitching against the Blue Jays, it feels like, so might be a little extra juice there. But yeah, I'm just for now, I'm just glad he's back and seems healthy. That is obviously the most important thing.
100%. Love that.
Okay, so not only did Cole struggle last night, but outside of the 6 RBIs from Judge and Soto, the bats struggled.
Yep.
What's up, Talkin Yanks? I think we gotta start talking about the fact that Hicks was cut last year. Is DJ the next to go? He was a guy. He was great in 2019, great in 2020. We're now in 2024. He's really bad. I'm not talking about the defensive play. He's actually very good defensively. Usually, he can't hit. I think it's because of an injury. I think it's been that way for a while. I don't think his toe has ever quite healed, but he's been bad, really bad, and it's been that way for 4 years now. I think he's got to go. I think he's got to go.
Well, before we dive into the merits of when a DJ LeMahieu DFA becomes on the table, it's not been 4 years of him being really bad. He was actually playing at an MVP level 22, which is 2 years ago. First half, you might recall, before the toe injury, he was still leading the league in walks ahead of Aaron Judge, who was having the best season ever. DJ LeMahieu was leading the league in walks that year. And the second half of last year, yes, was good. The numbers overall aren't impressive, but they aren't in a realm of like bad or unplayable. This year, he's been really bad. To a point where I understand why people are starting to talk about like when can you DFA him? Do they have to find a way to get out of this? All that.
You have 2 years left.
2 years after this year at 15 per, which isn't a crazy number.
Not a crazy
but
number.
it's also the number that the Yankees have shown they're comfortable cutting bait at. It'd be 2 years, $30 million left. About $30 million is roughly the number they've shown they're comfortable eating when we're talking about A-Rod. When they released him, he had about $30 million left. Ellsbury had about $30 million left.
Well, when the Yankees cut those people, they had somebody that they wanted to replace them.
That's a good point.
Right?
They
So
had like
it's not-
a guy to throw in there. Right now, the current construction of the Yankees, who are you playing? Who are you really playing instead of DJ to the point that you would take DJ off the team?
If you had 2 infielders right now in the farm or somewhere that you felt that were going to produce 100%, that were like, let's just say top prospects or something like that, they would have been playing on the roster right now. That's what I think.
I think so.
I think they would have been at second base and third.
And like if somebody else was, like if Oswaldo was hot or Rice and Davis were both going, they'd find ways to play those guys, and they're fine with having DJ on the bench as depth. But if they were to cut him, like you just own the money anyway, and then you don't have him available to you.
But sometimes
So after the deadline, we can, I'd say, is like a reopening of this conversation. But I just would be surprised if anything like that happened before the end of the season. Making the playoff roster is a whole conversation.
the way that a cutting works or would happen is when, to you, the spot on the roster will end up being worth more than said, let's just say, said salary on the player. So if you're saying, you know what, we think X player can help us win, we don't have a 40-man roster spot, you know what, this person's going to put us over the top. Let's nix this player because this player is going to take us going forward. Now, the way that could happen right now is not through the farm, because the farm I don't think has anybody
it's like ready for that.
And the only way that would happen would be via trade. So if you traded for somebody, let's just say Rogers, right? Or I'm just throwing a name out there, or you traded for an infielder that's going to be a legit impact guy, and you needed to clear a roster spot and you can't do it any other way, then that's how you do it.
Yeah, they'd have to make like
And 25
several ads
Right.
at the deadline that
would do that.
and like other moves I think would still be first on the chopping block there as far as DFA candidates or option guys. But that could happen. I'd say the first time we really get to test it is when it's time to like protect guys from the Rule 5 after the season. It's like, all right, is it worth it to make sure you keep, I don't even know which prospects are specifically Rule 5 eligible, but if it's adding Spencer Jones to the 40-man this offseason, I don't even think it's his turn for that yet.
Right, it's not.
I think it's after next year. But just saying it, like, yes, having him or a guy you like or something protected from that might be worth the $30 million in the 40-man spot and all that after this season.
Not only 40-man, but the 26-man roster spot. Also, you got to so it's 2 roster spots you got to weigh against a salary. Mm-hmm. So, but I don't know who's taking that from DJ right now because who we just got.
It's not somebody forcing the issue. You have to get like everybody as currently constructed. They'd have to get like fully back healthy, like meaning Stanton, and so you don't have the DH spot to work with.
Right.
Even then, like
Dominguez is back.
To get going. Dominguez is back. They add somebody at the deadline on the corners besides JD Davis.
Correct.
I just don't see DJ cut happening this year. And DJ is of the profile, like if they make the proper ads and all that, like obviously he still needs to perform better than he has to this point, but he can be a bench player. He has that makeup, that skill set, a personality where he's not going to be like a problem. Like I think he would get it. Like he originally signed with the Yankees in the prime of his career to be a bench player, and that lasted a week. But DJ would work in that capacity. Cutting him, I just don't see happening. We're starting to get to the point where the sample size you can start drawing conclusions from, as covered on Sharp Stats this week. But he can. There's still time for him to get going and be something. Not saying that to a point where like we're not trying to trade for an upgrade on the corners anymore, but
or second base,
which I don't even. He's not even like an option there anymore. It seems like
who,
but DJ.
Oh no, I'm talking about like if you want to look for people to bring in.
Yes. Like there's time for him to prove he's still a player.
Yes.
They should not. That's not to say that he can show enough for them to not get an infielder in the mix, another bat in the mix. But DJ, he's not a lock to be done. He might be. He's getting older, and the underlying numbers don't like what he's doing approach-wise or contact quality-wise right now. So it's not a great spot, but I don't know. It doesn't look pretty right now, so I get the frustration from people.
Correct. Yeah.
All right, I promise this is the last sad voicemail before we can move on.
I mean, it's okay. It's a sad time.
I get it.
I'm not trying to be happy.
Hey guys, it's your friendly internet personality Jerk Tweets here. I'm sad. This is the moment for Jason. Dominguez is going to get his run when one person in the outfield got hurt, or at DH, and sure enough, Stanton gets hurt. Don't you feel like this is like a cruel joke the baseball gods are playing on us? That Jason got hurt, and then immediately after Stanton got hurt?
Yeah.
Especially when Stanton was hitting so well. Very annoying.
Not only that, except and also the Martian was hitting really well too.
Yeah, he looked ready.
He looked so ready, and yes, it's a cruel joke, bro. It sucks because it just feels like I want to see that. I want to see this kid on there. You felt like, you had this logjam, which was a good thing to have, except that boom, they both get hurt, and now it's like your backup is now no longer a backup, and the backup to that backup is not it. So it stinks, man. And the injury that he got is not even like a short-term injury, too. That's a long-term injury and something that can linger.
Yeah, it's one you like. All you can do for it is take your time.
Right.
That's the treatment for an oblique.
And that the oblique is so tricky because even if you feel like you're fine, you feel like, oh, everything's good. Like you even do like dry swings and like one little swing, it's re-injured and you're gone for longer than before.
Yeah, you take one sudden movement.
Correct.
You can take the dry swing. It's like, yeah, your body's anticipating.
You're like,
these
oh, I don't
things,
have a problem.
I feel good.
Yeah, I woke up today. I feel good. Healed.
I could play right now.
Right.
And you probably like can like literally could.
Right.
Until you make that wrong move
Obliques
or try
weird.
to check swing or
He swings hard.
yeah, that's part of the appeal. It's very cruel timing. It was supposed to be kind of sneaky like party trick for the Yankees. Like once one of these guys got hurt because and everybody an outfielder's going to hit the IL at some point during the season for you.
Guess who we got? Jason.
And there was going to be like that stinks. Stanton has been really good. We're going to miss him. That stinks for him. But it's going to be so nice to be able to just plug this guy in and not miss a beat offensively, at least vibes-wise. And, yeah, we don't get that.
That stinks.
It stinks. Great for Trent Grisham, who had been who himself had been kind of waiting for this all year. So he'll be getting some run. He's, I think, starting tonight. Or no, is he out again? I think he is out again. I was just looking at the lineup. Doesn't matter. It was last night's game. No Trent tonight. Got in last night. Walked. But yeah,
That's good.
yeah, they would have been so nice. Verdugo's kind of struggling, and it would have been like, you don't have to bench him, but
he could have been straight platoon. And
it could have been like you work
gotta
this
been
in,
up
and then
at
Stanton
bats.
comes back. It's like, all right, well, we need to get him at bats, and
They're
maybe
like-
now it's, all right, Verdugo, you just won't play against lefties, which is fine. In his career, he's been worse against them.
And then
but-
even against righties, you're just DHing Jason kind of thing.
yeah, or like he
I mean,
gets
against
he
against righties,
gets
you're
the center
DHing.
field spot, and Judge DHs.
Oh yeah.
or,
Oh my God, he would have worked out so perfect.
Like,
Or
there would
you
have
could do
been,
that, or it could have been. He could have played 6 days a week.
there would have been a version of this team that like it all worked with them up. I get not forcing it
Let me see.
before you had to.
Left field against lefties. Center field for Judge. Judge goes to DH. Right field for Soto. He goes to DH. He plays DH.
Yeah, you could DH him.
You know, like those. Oh, Verdugo DH for whatever reason. Let's just say you want to give him a half day off.
versus the lefty.
A lot of stuff you could have done there.
There would have been a way to do it once the issue was forced and he was on the team. The only, as a Yankee fan, which so to a degree, you do to an extent side with ownership on a lot of issues. The positive is if they don't 60 damn at any point.
Right.
Seems like we're heading towards getting to push that free agency back a year, which is a consolation. I'd rather watch him.
Okay.
But he was on day one of being minored to the option to the minors for.
So you're saying
when
it
he
might
got
be
hurt.
a blessing in disguise.
Long term, there's a chance to spot them that year. But I would so much rather watch him play right now while Stanton's out
Great.
than have that. But I can be talked into like 2 years from now being like, hey, remember that happened? That actually worked out. And I'll be like, yeah, okay, that worked out.
That's fine.
But right now,
He could have been
right now,
playing
I am
6
sad.
days to 7 days a week.
Right now, he'd be 7.
Maybe 7 days. Because I'm just saying.
He's so good. He's the only. Has been. We're starting to get to that point of the year where we talk a lot of trades just around the office, and he's more or less the only untouchable
He's untouchable. Yes.
of guys that like other teams would start asking about. Like they're not bothering asking about Judge Soto, anything like that.
Or Volpe. I don't know. I don't think that they're. I think people.
Yeah,
teams
even
know that.
Volpe, like the right move. I am 99.999% sure there's no chance of a Volpe trade, but like the right move, like I'm not
I don't know.
100% against it. Dominguez, like don't touch.
I don't know where I would.
You can't
move
have
Volpe
him.
to.
it'd be getting some other. I don't know what the deal would be there. That makes sense, but Dominguez ain't touchable. Is the point?
Correct.
It's like the one. I wish he was playing.
Yeah. So,
Real quick before we move on, do you guys want to tell everyone about our plans for next week?
Ooh, I think it's a good call. Next week, I believe we'll be missing this. There's a chance we figure out some other way to do it, but 4th of July week and other stuff going on. I think we'll be missing this show next week, but
I'm taking my
we'll
kids
be
to
back.
Florida. I'm taking them
Yes.
to, I'm going on a flight and I'm taking them to Florida, so I won't be in the office to be here, and then so I'll be gone for like 2 days, and then it's 4th of July.
Yeah, then we got 4th of July and getting summered a little bit. Then the next week we should be normal, and we'll figure out something to do All-Star Week. Whether that's you and I recording from there, or
right.
or maybe we do it that Thursday we come back because there's no second Talkin' Yanks recap anyway. So maybe we do something that Thursday. So there'll be something that week but it might get funky on us timing wise. Next week we I think are missing this show.
Okay.
So that's the housekeeping for this program.
Make sure you guys like and comment under and subscribe and share with your friends that want to leave voicemails as well. We want to eventually, if we get enough voicemails, eventually maybe live calls, which would be cool.
That'd be a nice place for this show to eventually get to, because that's the long-term dream of this, is to do it like radio show style. The other thing of note, I guess, while we're here, if you're going to be in the Arlington, Dallas area, All-Star will be there.
We'll be there.
Doing an event during the game. We'll be at the Derby. Say hi to us if you're going to that. Yeah, you can. I think you would buy tickets on shop.johnboymedia.com to get that reservation. Otherwise, we got tweets everywhere that say things how to get in touch. So Higgy just homered.
Good for him.
I love that.
All right, moving on to something fun, like I promised.
Awesome.
Hey, how you doing, guys? Yeah, I think my only question is just, what is your guys' favorite Yankee memories that you've had in your life? You know, I went to Derek Jeter's 2000 hit game with my pop, so I think that's probably mine, but interested to hear yours.
Well, on the Jeter 3000 hit one, that's probably my one of my lesser favorite memories, because that was supposed to be, I was going to the game and he was 2 hits away, and it was on my birthday, and as we got onto the George Washington Bridge, the game rained out. Oh. And then he got 2 hits off David Price, including a home run for the 3000 hit the next day.
I don't know.
He fallacy, the predetermined outcome. But I was really excited that I was going to watch Jeter hit his 3000th hit on my birthday. I think it was 14, 15. So it would have been awesome. So that's one's kind of bittersweet for me. And I got my friend's dad through work had Legends tickets for July 10th. My birthday's on the 8th coming up. Everybody get ready to wish me happy birthday. Jeter hits it on the 9th, but I'd been given Legends tickets for the 10th. So when that got rained out, I was like, all right, well, don't do it tomorrow.
Right.
And I'll have Legends tickets for the first, I think this would have been my first time ever in Legends for the 3000th hit. And then he hit it the day before. I was there the next day. I went with my mom. That was nice. I think only game she and I only the two of us went to a game. Got with her and my dad a lot.
Awesome.
And my brother. But my mom and I went. We Legends up, and it was CC versus the Rays, and it was a 1-0 final. Fastest game ever. Fastest game ever. And we were like, I think that was a 2-hour, 10-minute game when we had Legends.
They wanted to get you up out of there.
So that was a crazy 3 days for me.
Memory. I think my favorite memory is me as a kid. I didn't go to any of the games. These are games you've been to, right? Or you said Yankee
just
memory?
memories in general.
Yeah, he
but I
didn't
gravitate towards games I've been to when I think about this a lot.
Yeah, I mean, biggest memory for me was Yankees winning in '98, and then that parade was insane. Where we were, I was lucky to get down there, and then 2009 sticks out as well. I mean, the other ones are there too, like against the Mets, and then when we made it to the World Series in 2001 and how magical that run was. But 2009 sticks out. My first World Series game that I ever went to, Yankees lost that game. World Series game 1 against the Phillies, and CC was good, but Cliff Lee was just better.
Yeah,
And
Cliff
he,
Lee just shoved.
he just shoved, and he caught the ball. I remember he caught the ball, whatever it is. But I remember being nervous after that first game, and then the Yankees actually winning in 6. That was awesome. That parade was fire. A-Rod hitting a 3. I was in the building for A-Rod hitting his 3-homer, 10 RBI game against Bartolo Colon. I was in the bleachers.
Oh, that's a good game.
I remember that. I was in the building for Didi's World Series, World Series wild card 3-run homer to bring us back against the Twins. In the building for Gary Sanchez hitting against the Astros opposite field, where that building was loud, and was in the building for Tanaka shoving against the then Indians, right?
Oh, so Greg Bird night.
The Greg Bird night, I was in the building for that as well. And just Tanaka just being, what I remember from that night, my best memory from that night was everybody talking shit about Gary Sanchez. And I think Lindor was on third, and he just kept throwing splitters after splitters, and Gary was blocking him and blocking him and blocking him. He finally got him out. And I love that. I mean, those are some of my most favorite Yankee memories.
Yeah.
I want to say there. World Series wins for sure, and I was too young to go to the World Series in '96 to go to the parade, but '98, '99, and 2000 I went. But
yeah, 09's the only World Series I was like conscious for, like could consume. Like it was 2000, it was on the TV in my house, but I wasn't like, it's not in my memory bank.
Right.
So 09, just that whole year, that World Series, definitely sticks out. Games A-Rod's 15th inning walk-off is like is among the like biggest memories of games I was at.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to be at like a series clincher in any sport, and I haven't made it to one yet.
Wild card was sick.
Wild card, I wish I was at that. That Didi homer is a big one. The other one from that 17 run, Greg Bird night, was obviously awesome, and Tanaka was incredible. The other one from that run that sticks out is in the clinching game of that series. I remember watching the Brett Gardner at bat against Cody Allen.
Oh, right. That was a Didi two-homer game?
I think Didi homers in that game earlier.
Twice.
And Gardner just kept battling. Pre-pitch clock also, so that was adding to all of it. I remember I was in college and watching in like the common room TV. And I just kind of like had the whole room kind of to myself, and I was in the Philly area, so nobody there cared about that. So I was just watching there. I was just like freaking out by myself in that common room. There's somebody doing their homework in the back, and she was like, "Relax." I was like, "No,
why are you doing homework?
Don't do homework here."
Yeah.
That was like the Didi wild card homer was like the biggest relief at feeling ever. That Gardner single up the middle off Cody Allen after that long ass at bat was like the biggest euphoria moment I recall feeling. Like clinch the series, they survived. They were down 2-0 in that, which gets a little loss on people sometimes. We had a week in December this past year, like holiday season, a little chiller week where like me, Max, and whoever else was around, we just threw on old the old games from that run in there. So like I relived that game a little bit this off season, watching it in full, and it was just
do that this winter.
Crazy. So those are some that really stick out.
Very good memories. Very good
Nice.
stuff.
Judge hitting that wild card game homer against Oakland in 18 was good.
Yeah, I was in the building for that too. As an adult, I've been more blessed with going to those kind of games. When I was younger, I had to watch them on TV. But it was cool being able to be at those games. So that's awesome.
It's a lot of good memories to pick from.
Yes. What are your favorite memories?
Comment down below. Like and subscribe.
And with that, back to the present. We have another week of
back to the present
catcher issues. So we're looking for a solution there.
Hey guys, Adam from Westchester. Quick question for you. Was just wondering about Augustine Ramirez. Know that he's in AAA, was crushing it in AA. Obviously with the struggles of Trevi.
Let me check.
Figured maybe there's a chance he gets called up, and obviously he's also talked about his bat and maybe being a potential superstar by the AA coach. So just wanted to know your thoughts on maybe giving Augustine Ramirez some run later in the year. Thanks, guys.
Well, the thing with Augustine is that hold on.
His tools grade out very well.
Yeah, he needs to get put on the 40-man, though, right?
I think he is on the 40-man. He's 22 years old. He just got promoted from AA, where he was absolutely raking. 289 to 372, a 570 slug. He had a 158 WRC plus. His first 5 games in AAA haven't gone as well. He's 1 for 21 right now.
048. I mean, it's too early to look at body.
Nothing actionable off that. Just like that's normal progression. You know, it's a process. So I know in like some prospect circles that I was poking around when he got promoted from AA to AAA, which I think was the corresponding move for Ben Rice. It was like they were a little bit surprised that he got promoted just because I think his defense is a little raw. Like I think they'd sooner, if they were gonna make a change at catcher, like let Rice catch than Augustine. If Ramirez were to get back to just raking the rest of the way, and they find themselves like after the deadline when they can't add something else and needing a bat, maybe he's a DH option. I would guess this year is just a no, but he's flown through the system since the start of last year.
I wanted to see what his arm grades out as.
I'm very curious about that.
And I can't find it because you'd have to go into the prospect rankings, and I don't have that in front of me right here. I'm trying to look for it.
I can do a little digging. I've kept saying I want to look into what Ben Rice's like catching, like resume or scouting report is defensively, and I just have not. So maybe I'll do both. Top prospects. See what MLB.com tells me about him. But Ramirez like is very toolsy and has clearly made a ton of steps as a hitter. Somehow ranked 20th in the system, which just doesn't feel right. His arm on the 2080 scale is rated 55. So slight plus, about average. I would imagine would be a decent upgrade, all things considered.
Right, it would be.
Ben Rice's arm graded's at a 40. And obviously these things can be slightly off, but like I don't know if that's from pre-draft grades or is that, was that updated this season? I just don't know. So okay, there's neither of them have like crazy plus arms. It seems like, but neither do Trevi and Wells.
Yeah, at all. But the Yankees value framing and pitch framing, so until he passes and checks those boxes, they're not going to bring him up.
Yeah, at least not to catch. It doesn't seem quite ready for that. But he's absolutely raking in AAA, and it's been a very exciting development there. Going from a guy who last November was like the biggest surprise. Like, oh, they protected that guy in the Rule 5, which they probably you give them truth serum now. They probably wouldn't have felt like they needed to. Like, it's just so hard for position players to get taken in that now, but they did it, and he looks really good.
Yeah.
So they look smart, and he can stay optioned until through 2026, I believe. So there's time for him. He's 22.
Very true.
He's a catcher. They typically take a little longer, but he can keep hanging out in AAA a little bit.
Okay.
But he's exciting. I get why you'd ask.
Yes.
On the 40 man. It's crazy.
Well, we've delved into the past. We've obviously covered the present, so we might as well talk a little bit about the future.
If you had to predict the Yankees lineup 3 years from now, what would it be?
3 years. Dog, I don't know. I mean, 3 years from now?
3 years.
Volpe, Soto, Judge.
Volpe, Soto, Judge are easy to say.
I don't even know after that, dog. Like,
yeah. One of Wells or Rice behind the plate, I'm willing to say.
Wait, 3 years from now?
3 years isn't like crazy.
So then
far.
I'll go at that point. I'll probably put. I mean, I don't know if this guy's a power hitter though. I mean,
I think Stanton would be gone by then.
I mean,
or we can start playing with the idea of him not being there.
Spencer Jones 3 years from now. Spencer Jones would probably be there.
Oh, Dominguez, we got to say.
Oh, Dominguez, yes. Dominguez. Well, I probably.
I think we'd say Jones, Dominguez, Soto, Judge, outfield DH. And, like, realistically, they'd.
Jones, Dominguez, Soto, not Volpe?
Just I'm going defensive positions.
Volpe,
so left to right.
Dominguez.
Soto.
I'm
trying to figure out the guys. To be like Jones left, Dominguez center, call it Judge, Soto, right field DH, one way or another. Probably a good amount of moving around. Judge still plays some left field. Jones plays some center field, whatever it is. Volpe will be there. We would have that.
Don't know who's at third. No idea.
One of the catchers. Third base, the Yankees have like no obvious answer.
It's pretty crazy. You know what? Maybe they'll have.
So that's one that we might have to think about outside the org.
You know what kid might come up? I don't know how he's doing right now, but the Yankees drafted him at 16, shortstop.
Talking George Lombard Jr.?
No, not Lombard.
Roderick Arias?
Yes.
Well, I would guess at least one of them is somewhere. It could be somewhere.
I could see him
infield
profiling
mix.
into a third baseman or second baseman.
I could see at least one of
He's got an
them
arm.
being in that mix. And if we're trying to be actually predictive, there's going to be at least like two of these that aren't in the organization right now. 'Cause right now we haven't deviated.
There'll be a lot of turnover.
Not a standout stat line, but he's 19.
He's 19. He's young.
Playing in low A for the first time.
What's he doing?
216, 310, 367. It's a 97 WRC plus. Walking in 10% of his at bats, 11% of his at bats rather. The strikeout rate's a slight concern. He struck out in 36% of his plate appearances so far.
That's worrying.
I know. I was reading a little bit defensively because he and Lombard are at the same level right now. I think Lombard's offensive numbers are a little better, but because they both still could like be shortstops, I think they're having them like kind of switch every day, shortstop, second base, which is fair, but it means neither of them are fully getting in a rhythm at like a position, so it's hard to take a whole lot from the defensive scouting reports you see. Third base is in a weird spot.
What was the last Yankee third base prospect?
Andujar.
Okay, Andujar.
So, like as far as like we think they might be the third baseman of the future.
And
like,
yeah. But not,
like,
yeah.
I don't think anybody can have Peraza penciled in there right now, but he could be a very good third baseman defensively. And obviously he's a classically trained shortstop.
Yeah.
It's
I don't know.
that's one that's hard. I would be looking
That's
outside
a very
the
hard
organization
question
for
because
that.
there's a lot of variables.
Upcoming MLB free agents.
You know who's going to be a free agent 2027 or 2026 maybe?
Is that 2 years from
Who's
now?
Murakami.
Oh, Murakami.
Okay. I could see the Yankees
Could
going at
that could happen.
I think there was a concern with him on defense, right? Like, I'm saying like his defense is not great.
Sounds right.
Murakami. Okay.
Munataka
Murakami.
I'm trying to look at those numbers.
You can see him. And I don't know.
He could be the next guy they go after there. Japanese player Munataka Murakami. Let's see what kind of season he's having.
I mean, they might go after Sasaki, right?
They could go after Sasaki.
Sasaki.
He's having a good year. That MVP year he had where he hit 56 homers does look like an outlier. He slugged .711 that year. 68 games this season in Japan. He's played 68 games, 229, 381 on base, a 436 slug. So that's been down from last year, which was down. 817 OPS overall, which is good. He's getting the homers. The doubles aren't quite there.
Bro.
That 2022 year was crazy. He's 24 now. When he had that 2022 season, he was 22 years old. He had 318, 458 on base.
That's a great year.
711 slug. He 1.1, 56 homers, 134 RBIs. It's like the best season in PB history. But yeah, been not so good since. Still good enough to, I think, be an MLB player.
Yes.
But he might not be the guy the Yankees are all in on right now.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see what it is. He still has another season to play.
Yeah, he'll play in at least another year there. Hopefully, step in the right direction. Getting towards his physical prime. I don't know what. I wonder what the numbers would say about his defense.
Yeah.
There's a time when I thought I had read that the third base play was bad, but I don't know if I have no idea. But he's interesting. He'd be fun. There was a couple weeks here a year ago that we were saying his name around the office a lot.
Yeah, because of the World Baseball Classic.
Yeah, he was awesome. That was right after the good year.
Yeah.
So yeah, decent for more than a lot of Yankee teams. It feels like, and a lot of many teams, it feels like we have a good idea. About four guys. Mm-hmm. 4 spots who will be there, which I guess not a lot of teams can say.
Right.
A little bit, just not a lot of teams give out long-term deals. But Brewers sweep the Rangers.
Yeah. What you got?
That's all we got for today.
Okay.
So
all right.
Any parting messages?
It's good stuff, man. Hopefully Yankees right the ship. And if you're listening to this tonight, then I hope that the Yankees are going to beat the Mets. If you're listening to this tomorrow, Thursday, I hope the Yankees have beat the Mets. And we need that. The Yankees got to get on a good stride and hopefully start getting healthy and start getting some production from 4 through 9. Enjoy your week, guys. Well, week and a half. We won't see you guys.
Yeah. Call us, leave us a voicemail, be part of the next episode, 908-845-5792. Subscribe. That helps us out. Leave a nice comment. Comment the things we said to comment earlier.
Yes. I want to play the voicemail outro. Let's play it. Hi, guys.
Hit it high.
Voicemails.
Hit it far.
Voicemails.
Talkin' Yanks voicemail show with BBD and Joez.